If you are over 60 and you are waking up in the middle of the night with tingling in your legs, restless feet, cramping calves, supplement, or that awful burning sensation that nobody seems to have an answer for, I need you to stop what you are doing right now and watch this entire video. Because what I am about to share with you has the power to completely change how you sleep, how you feel when you wake up, and how strong and healthy your legs remain as you age. Supplement. I have been practicing medicine for over 40 years. I have sat across from thousands of patients, good, hard-working people who told me they thought bad sleep and leg nerve problems were just part of getting older. They were wrong, and I am going to prove it to you today. Welcome back, my friends. For those of you joining us for the first time, I am Dr. Mandell, and this channel, Longevity Lane, exists for one reason and one reason alone: to give you the health truth that most people only discover when it is already too late. Today, we are talking about something that affects tens of millions of people over the age of 60, supplement, and yet the solution is sitting right there in your kitchen. We are talking about your sleep. We are talking about your leg nerves. And we are talking about 9 powerful natural night drinks that can address both of these problems at the same time, starting tonight. Now, before I give you that list, I need you to understand something critical. Sleep is not just about rest, and leg nerve problems are not just about discomfort. These two issues are deeply connected, biologically, neurologically, and metabolically. Supplement. When you don't sleep deeply, your nerves cannot repair themselves properly. And when your nerves are inflamed or damaged, they will rob you of the deep sleep your body desperately needs. It is a vicious cycle, and tonight we are breaking that cycle. Let's get into it. Drink 1, warm turmeric golden milk. The first drink I want you to know about is one I have been recommending to patients for years. It is warm turmeric golden milk. And before you think this sounds like something from a health magazine, let me tell you about a patient of mine, a 68-year-old retired school teacher named Margaret. Margaret came to see me because she had not slept more than 4 hours straight in over 2 years. Her legs ached constantly. She described it as a deep throbbing pain that got worse at night. She had tried sleeping pills. She had tried pain medications. Nothing gave her lasting relief. I asked her one simple question: what do you drink before bed? She said coffee. At 8 o'clock at night. I almost fell out of my chair. We switched her evening routine completely. One of the first things I introduced was warm turmeric milk made with a full teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, a small amount of cinnamon, and warm oat milk or regular milk. Here's why this works. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin. Curcumin is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory agents known to science. Inflammation is one of the leading causes of peripheral nerve damage, the kind that causes that tingling, burning, and cramping in your legs. At the same time, curcumin has been shown to support the production of serotonin and melatonin, your 2 primary sleep hormones. The black pepper is not optional. It contains piperine, which makes the curcumin up to 2,000% more absorbable by your body. Most people make the mistake of taking turmeric alone, without black pepper. They wonder why it doesn't work. That is why. What you should do instead is make this drink 45 minutes before bed every single night. Give it 2 weeks. You may be shocked at how much better you sleep and how much quieter your legs become. Drink 2, tart cherry juice now. Let's talk about drink number 2, tart cherry juice. And I want to be very clear, I am not talking about sweet cherry juice from the grocery store. I am talking about tart cherry juice, specifically from Montmorency cherries. This is one of the most underestimated sleep drinks in existence. I've seen this mistake destroy people's sleep for years, reaching for melatonin supplements night after night without knowing that tart cherry juice contains natural melatonin in a form that the body actually recognizes and uses far more effectively. But here is the part that most people don't realize until it's too late. Tart cherry juice is also extraordinarily rich in antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds directly fight the oxidative stress that damages peripheral nerves over time. Same nerves that run down through your hips, thighs, calves, and feet. A real-life example. Supplement. I had a 71-year-old gentleman, a former construction worker named Bill, who had been dealing with restless leg syndrome for over a decade. His wife was on the verge of moving to a separate bedroom because he would thrash so much at night. I recommended 8 ounces of tart cherry juice diluted with a little water, taken 1 hour before bed. Within 3 weeks, his wife told me she had not slept that well in years. His legs had calmed down significantly. Supplement. What most people do wrong is they drink it too close to bedtime, not giving the body time to absorb and act on it. 60 to 90 minutes before sleep is your target window. Drink 2 ounces twice a day or 4 to 8 ounces once in the evening. Make it a ritual. Your nerves and your sleep cycles will thank you. Drink 3 magnesium-rich banana peel tea now. This one is going to surprise you. In fact, most of you are probably throwing away one of the most powerful sleep and nerve nutrients available every single time you eat a banana peel tea. I know what you are thinking. Hear me out, because the science here is remarkable. Banana peels are extraordinarily rich in magnesium and potassium. Magnesium is arguably the single most important mineral for nerve function and sleep quality in people over 60. Study after study shows that the majority of older adults are deficient in magnesium, and most of them have no idea. Magnesium deficiency causes muscle cramps, leg spasms, nerve hypersensitivity, anxiety, and broken sleep. It is the silent deficiency that is quietly making life miserable for millions of seniors. To make banana peel tea, you take the peel from an organic banana, and I do emphasize organic here. Wash it thoroughly. Cut off the very tips. Drop the whole peel into a pot of boiling water. Let it simmer for about 10 minutes, then strain it into a mug. You can add a little cinnamon or honey to taste. What most people do wrong is they rely only on magnesium supplements from the pharmacy. Supplements can help, but food-based magnesium is absorbed and used as by the body in a completely different way. More gently, more effectively, and without the digestive side effects some people get from magnesium pills. Drink this 3 to 4 nights per week and pay attention to what happens to your leg cramps and your depth of sleep. I think you will be genuinely surprised. Drink 4, chamomile and valerian root tea drink number 4 is a combination that I consider one of nature's most powerful sleep medicines. Chamomile and valerian root tea. Now, chamomile on its own is well known. Most people have heard of it. But most people drink it without valerian root, which is where they leave a tremendous amount of benefit on the table. Chamomile contains an antioxidant called apigenin. Sapogenin binds to specific receptors in the brain, the same receptors targeted by anti-anxiety medications, and promotes a feeling of calm and sleepiness without any of the dependency risks of prescription drugs. Valerian root takes this a step further. It supports the action of GABA, a calming neurotransmitter that slows down nerve activity in the brain and throughout the nervous system. When nerve activity is calmer, you fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer, and critically, your peripheral nerves, including those in your legs, experience less nighttime agitation. I had a 64-year-old patient, a retired nurse, actually, who came to me saying she felt like her legs were electric at night. She could feel them buzzing. She could not describe it any other way. This is a very common symptom of overactive nerve signals. Within 6 weeks of adding chamomile and valerian root tea to her nightly routine, she described her legs as finally feeling quiet. What people do wrong is they make the tea too weak. Use 2 bags, 1 chamomile and 1 valerian root, and let them steep for a full 10 minutes with a cover over the cup so the beneficial compounds don't evaporate with the steam. Drink it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. And make sure your bedroom is cool and dark before you lie down. This combination deserves the right environment to do its best work. Drink 5. Warm ashwagandha milk drink 5 is one that I have started recommending far more frequently over the past decade, and the results have been nothing short of remarkable. Warm ashwagandha milk. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb that has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years. But here is what the modern science is now confirming. Ashwagandha significantly reduces cortisol, your primary stress hormone. And cortisol, my friends, is one of the biggest enemies of deep sleep after the age of 60. As we age, our cortisol regulation becomes less efficient. Stress hormones that should drop at night sometimes stay elevated, keeping the nervous system in a heightened state of alert. This is why so many seniors lie in bed exhausted but cannot fall asleep. It is not laziness. It is biology, and it is fixable beyond sleep. Ashwagandha has been shown in multiple studies to support nerve regeneration and reduce nerve pain. It supports the production of myelin, the protective sheath that wraps around your nerve fibers and keeps signals moving correctly down through your legs and feet. To make ashwagandha milk, simply add 1 teaspoon of ashwagandha powder to warm milk, dairy or plant-based, along with a small pinch of nutmeg and a drizzle of honey. Stir well and drink slowly. What people do wrong is they expect immediate results and give up after 2 or 3 days. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. It works cumulatively. Give it 3 to 4 weeks of consistent nightly use before you judge it. I promise you, patience here is repaid generously. Drink 6. Warm ginger and honey tea number 6. Warm ginger and honey tea. Now I know some of you are thinking, ginger? That is just for upset stomachs. And I understand that assumption. But let me correct it. Ginger contains powerful bioactive compounds, gingerols and shogols, that are potent anti-inflammatory agents that work along the entire nervous system. Poor circulation in the legs is a major contributor to nerve damage and nighttime cramping. Ginger directly improves peripheral blood flow, meaning it helps push warm, oxygenated blood down through your legs and into your feet while you sleep. When your nerves are well supplied with blood carrying oxygen, glucose, and essential nutrients, they function better, they hurt less, and the nighttime restlessness diminishes. Honey, particularly raw honey, provides a small, controlled release of glycogen to the liver throughout the night. It stabilizes blood sugar during sleep, which is critical because blood sugar crashes in the middle of the night are one of the most common and underappreciated causes of nighttime wake-ups in people over 60. Make it simple. Fresh ginger root, about 1 inch, sliced thin, simmered in water for 8 to 10 minutes strained, then add a teaspoon of raw honey. Drink it warm. Let it work. Drink Schist 7. Passion flower tea drink 7 is one that does not get nearly the attention it deserves. Passion flower tea. If you have never heard of passion flower, pay close attention now. This botanical has been studied specifically for its effects on GABA activity in the brain, the same calming neurotransmitter we discussed with valerian root. But passion flower works slightly differently, and for many people, it is even more effective for quieting what I call restless nervous system syndrome. This is the state where your body is physically tired, but your nervous system simply will not power down. Your mind races. Your legs move involuntarily. You check the clock every hour. Passion flower has been shown in clinical research to improve overall sleep quality, reduce nighttime waking, and decrease the severity of anxiety symptoms that often keep people from reaching deep, restorative sleep. For those of you who experience that combination of anxious mind and restless legs at night, this may become your new best friend. 1 to 2 cups of passion flower tea steeped for 10 minutes, taken about an hour before bed. It is gentle. It is safe. And for many of my older patients, it has been genuinely life-changing. Drink H8, warm bone broth number 8, is one that surprises almost everyone I tell it to. And it is so simple that it almost seems too obvious. Warm bone broth before bed. Now, I know bone broth has become popular as a health trend in recent years. But what I want you to focus on is why it works so powerfully for leg nerve health specifically. It's bone broth made from simmering animal bones for many hours is extraordinarily rich in glycine. Glycine is an amino acid that has been shown in multiple studies to dramatically improve sleep quality, specifically by lowering core body temperature at night. It's a key trigger for deep sleep onset, but here is what makes this especially important for people over 60. Glycine is also one of the essential building blocks for collagen, and collagen is what your nerve sheaths, your joint cartilage, your tendons, and the connective tissue supporting your nerves are all made of. As we age, collagen production plummets. Supplementing with bone broth is one of the most direct bioavailable ways to support collagen replenishment in the body. I have seen patients with chronic leg and foot nerve pain, particularly those with early-stage peripheral neuropathy, experience meaningful improvements after adding warm bone broth to their nightly routine consistently over 4 to 6 weeks. 1 cup warmed with a small pinch of sea salt if needed for taste. Sip it slowly, like a warm hug for your nervous system, because that is essentially what it is. Drink 9, warm lemon water with electrolytes, and our 9th and final drink may be the simplest of all, and I guarantee most of you are not doing it. Supplement warm lemon water with a tiny pinch of Himalayan pink salt and a small amount of magnesium powder, taken slowly before bed. Here is the truth that most people do not realize. Supplement, one of the leading causes of nighttime leg cramps, nerve misfires, and early morning pain in older adults is not disease. It is dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. By the time you are 65 or 70, your body's natural thirst signals are significantly reduced. You can be significantly dehydrated and not even feel thirsty. And overnight, as your body goes 6, 7, 8 hours without fluid, the electrolytes become critically imbalanced, and the nerves that depend on proper sodium, potassium, and magnesium ratios to fire correctly begin to misfire. That is your nighttime cramping. That is your leg restlessness. That is your burning and tingling. Warm lemon water hydrates gently without making you rush to the bathroom all night. The Himalayan pink salt provides trace minerals and sodium. The magnesium even in a small dose, begins addressing that deficiency we discussed earlier. This drink takes 30 seconds to make, costs almost nothing, and the benefit it provides to your overnight nerve function is completely disproportionate to its simplicity. Do this every night, without fail. My friends, I want to stop here for just a moment, because I know many of you watching this are not just dealing with poor sleep and leg pain in isolation. These symptoms are affecting your relationships. They are affecting your mood, your patience, your ability to be present with your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. When you are exhausted and in pain night after night, it colors everything. It robs you of joy. It makes you feel old in a way that goes far beyond just your body. I have had patients tell me that they stopped going on family walks because their legs hurt too much. Supplement. I have had patients whose marriages became strained because their nighttime restlessness was keeping their partner awake. I have had patients who stopped believing that anything could help, who had resigned themselves to suffering. Please do not let that be you. Because the truth is, in most cases, these are correctable problems. They respond to the right interventions, the right nourishment, the right habits, your independence, your ability to walk your grandchildren to the park, to travel, to live fully on your own terms is connected to how well you take care of your nerves and your sleep right now. Not next year, not when it gets worse. Right now. You have everything to gain by trying what I have shared with you today, and you have everything to lose by dismissing it. Now, if this video gave you even one piece of information that you did not have before, I need you to do something for me right now. Hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this kind of real, evidence-based health information matters. And it helps me reach more people who need it. Sisters, to Longevity Lane, if you are not already part of this community. Because every single week, I am bringing you health truths that most people only discover when it is already too late. And your health, the quality of your life, your independence, your years, depends on having access to this information. And leave me a comment. Tell me which of these 9 drinks you are going to try tonight. Tell me about your leg symptoms, sleep struggles. I read your comments. I care about your stories. And your questions often inspire the next video. Share this with someone you love. Because if you are over 60, chances are someone in your family or your circle of friends is lying awake right now, suffering in silence, thinking this is just what getting older feels like. It does not have to be. So I want to leave you with this thought before we close. In all my years of medicine, the patients who aged the best, the ones who stayed sharp, stayed mobile, stayed joyful well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond, were not the ones who had the best genetics or the most money or access to the most advanced medical care. They were the ones who paid attention, who made small, consistent choices every single day, who took their bodies seriously before the crisis came, not after. Tonight you have 9 choices in front of you. 9 simple, powerful, natural tools that your kitchen can provide, and not one of them requires a prescription, a specialist, or an insurance claim. What they do require is that you decide right now that your health is worth that effort. I believe you are worth it. I hope you do too. Until next time, God bless you all. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I will see you right here on Longevity Lane. If you care about your health, want to understand what's silently harming your body, and are ready to learn the truth about living a longer, stronger, and healthier life, then subscribe to Longevity Lane with Dr. Mandell. Here, we reveal the health truths most people discover only when it's already too late.